I froze. The crystal glass trembled in his hand, and I saw it, the subtle shift of powder catching the light before it fell. My father smiled, casual, paternal, but I felt the cold click of betrayal in my chest. I didn't flinch, I didn't gasp, I merely watched. And then, slowly, deliberately, I turned and handed the glass to my sister. She laughed, delicate and unsuspecting, and took a sip. My father's smile faltered just a fraction, too late. She coughed, eyes wide, and I tasted satisfaction that was darker than joy. I remember the first time I trusted him. Before the deals, the secrets, the whispered manipulations. Before I learned that love could be a weapon. I was 15, and he held my hand through my first recital, promising he would always protect me. His hands were warm, firm. I believed. I needed to believe. But the pattern emerged slowly. Canceled plans with emergencies that weren't. Words whispered to lawyers, lies whispered to my mother. The subtle tilt of attention, favoring my sister, always my sister. And when I grew older, the undercurrents of greed became undeniable. His love was transactional, and I had been the currency. I discovered the final proof one night when his phone lit up with a message meant to be private. Make sure she doesn't inherit too much. Tonight is perfect. My stomach clenched and the room seemed to tilt, but I didn't scream. I didn't confront. I knew exactly what I had to do. Planning revenge is an art. It isn't shouting, it isn't violence, it's patience. I mapped every step like a chess game, anticipating his arrogance, exploiting it. I built alliances quietly. I learned his routines, the way he underestimated everyone, including me. I became a shadow in the hallways of his life, silent, observing, storing the ammunition of knowledge. The day arrived almost like a dream. My graduation party was lavish, as he had orchestrated. Every toast, every laugh, a carefully constructed stage. I carried myself with ease, smiling, but inside I was sharper than glass. I watched him pour the champagne, his hand steady, practiced. I saw the powder fall, a fleeting glitter in the candlelight. My heart didn't race. My mind catalogued, calculated. And then I moved, in the calmest motion possible, handing the glass to my sister. The look on his face when she coughed, her eyes darting around the room, priceless. Shock, confusion, panic. The realization that I had anticipated him, that his schemes had rebounded onto his own family. I didn't speak. I didn't need to. The room froze with tension, every eye drawn to the unraveling of the man who had thought himself untouchable. He lunged, disbelief etched into every line of his face, but my silence was louder than any words. My sister was fine, a minor scare, a lesson, but the message was delivered. Every carefully concealed betrayal, every act of manipulation had been accounted for. Justice, silent and precise, had been served. I watched him retreat to a corner, fumbling for control, and I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Relief. Not triumph, not rage, just clarity. The power had shifted. The illusion of his control shattered. And in that moment, I realized revenge isn't about making the other suffer. It's about reclaiming yourself. About standing, smiling, and knowing that the poison of betrayal had been neutralized, not by force, but by foresight. I raised a glass to the room, the laughter and applause a symphony of liberation. I caught his eye one last time. He saw me, triumphant, untouchable, and calm. I had anticipated, outmaneuvered, and survived. I learned then, finally, that betrayal can be a teacher, and revenge, when executed with patience and precision, can be almost beautiful.